in a little while now, since Zerg players have kind of gotten used to it and don't really fall to it anymore. They know how to defend against it, and it's not doesn't really catch them by surprise like it used to when Bisu first started using it so often and so well. And Dusk Hatchery at the top is up and running, and he's going to throw down a couple well, probably one extractor to start, and then go from there. No, he's going to throw down a creep colony just in case. He's going to focus on defending this base first rather than just trying to get the economics from it. And it does look like a few zealots have moved into the top of the map there, and they might be tricked through by that probe. I know you can trick drones through. You might actually also be able to trick zealots through. Yeah, you can trick zealots through, and we'll see whether or not he's able to. Not yet. He's trying very, very hard, but they will be met by at least one sunken colony, even if they get through now. One zealot is getting through, but they are absolutely going to get me. Oh no, the zealot didn't get through. It looked like it had gotten through, but somehow it wasn't quite across. It was over. It was about half, 3/4 way across, and then just something happened, and it plopped back onto the right side, unfortunately, for Anytime. And now we're going to have to see. Anytime's going to have to figure out a way to deal with that, because obviously he does not want to allow Yellow to get that double gas expansion without completely unharassed. And we also see Yellow through now. Sorry about that. Threw down a Hydra's down in an evolution chamber at his front, so he should be transitioning into lurkers very soon. And also, actually, Mutalisk popping. A lot of Mutalisk popping. That looks like 7 Mutalisks or so. And I think the Corsair may have seen that. The Corsair was moving out of the area as that was happening. But they should have been able to see it. And now the High Templar merging into an Archon. I have to think that he actually saw these Mutalisks. But there are 4 Corsairs at home. A 5th one being produced. Another Stargate going down. So I don't know if this tech switch to Mutalisk was really a good idea by Yellow. He was definitely hoping that he had taken the Corsair numbers down enough that he could be able to make this a viable strategy, a viable tech switch. But I don't know if this is really going to work. There is still 4 Corsairs and an Archon or 2. He's going to have really good Scourge micro, and both Scourge go down to cannon fire, so this is very unfortunate for Yellow. These Mutalisks are not going to be very effective as they're just being chased by Corsairs. If they stop to try and pick off cannons or pick off probe, they're going to be forced to take multiple Corsair hits, and that is just not good at all for Yellow. He's really going to need to get a lot of Scourge in the air if he wants to use these Mutalisks effectively. Otherwise, he's going to have to transition into Hydralisks, but these Mutalisks are just going to be pretty much negated by the Corsairs. Although they will be able to come over here and pick off these Zealots pretty easily. Nothing Anytime's really going to be able to do that. They're just all going to die. And that is something that the Mutalisks are doing, but it's absolutely nowhere near what he really wants them to do. And that looks like 7 Corsairs moving towards Yellow's base, and this could be bad for him. I don't think he has any Spore Colonies. He has some Scourge, but 7 Corsairs can absolutely take care of a lot of Scourge. And it looks like 1 Corsair went down there to all of those Scourge, but only 1. And Yellow's actually going to have to get a lot of Scourge in the air, going to have to use his Mutalisk effectively to distract the Corsair fire and then get the Scourge in. And he might even have to throw down a Spore Colony at each of his bases, 1 or 2, maybe 2 at his expansion even, just in order to make sure that he doesn't lose too many Overlords to that. And it does look like both players are going to be expanding some more. Yellow taking the 12 o'clock main base, and Anytime expanding on the right side of the map. Going to take is he taking a double gas expansion there? Yeah, it looks like Anytime's going to take a double gas expansion as a Protoss. And now here comes Yellow with with Mutalisk and Scourge going to come here. They're probably going to be able to take down this base here. And now come the Corsairs. Now we're going to see the little dancing fight. Another Corsair goes down. Now Yellow needs to back off before those cannons get into the fray. And yeah, he does back off, but he is going to take down this base. But at the same time, it looks like Anytime's going to be able to take down the base at the 12 o'clock position. And this is just going to turn into a hectic fight. Here comes the Scourge for the Corsairs. A couple Corsairs go down. Those Corsairs were not split as well as they could. There was maybe 10 Scourge there. And they really should have been able to take down at least 3 or 4 Corsairs. But I think they only took down 2. Unfortunately, they were not cloned as well as they could have been, and that is an absolute massive number of sunken colonies at the front for Yellow. He's also throwing down a base at the bottom left at that mineral only, but that is an absolute gargantuan number of sunken colonies. So he's probably worried about some sort of a push from Anytime, but it doesn't look like we haven't seen Anytime's ground forces in a while, but it doesn't look like they're that numerous. It looks like Zealots and a couple of Archons, but with there's Mutalisks and certainly with that many sunkens, they're not going to be able to break through quite yet. But that is a massive drone expenditure in order to build that number of sunken colonies that could come back to bite him. Now we're seeing Yellow's first-person view here as he tries to micro against these Corsairs, while at the same time trying to take down this Nexus, and he might actually be successful in taking down this Nexus. And here comes the Scourge again, going to take down another. No, not quite able to take down another Corsair, losing a couple of them. And the Nexus is almost down. Here come the Scourge again. Here come the Mutalisk in for a fight. Now the Scourge coming in, taking down a couple more Corsairs. Another Corsair goes down. That's 3 Corsairs, I believe, that went down in that fight. Good job by Yellow there. He's also upgrading melee attack. Oddly enough, haven't seen his ground forces either. This has been pretty much an air battle almost exclusively. There's some Zealots, a Dragoon, and a couple High Templar for Anytime. And for Yellow, I haven't seen much in terms of ground force in any way, shape, or form. And now Yellow, Anytime being forced to destroy a pylon of his because one of his probes got caught, unfortunately. And yeah, these Corsairs should be able to come in here and take down all these. No, they're not able to take down all the Scourge. A couple of the Scourge do land and kill one of the Corsairs and half damage another one. And now we're going to see the Mutalisk come up here and try and maybe micro against these Archons. He's got to be careful. Maybe if he can use that Ridge effectively, this might be successful. But it's always dangerous when Mutalisk are trying to micro against an Archon. It's not really a position you want to be in. And there's the Greater Spire. So now we're going to see all these Mutalisks transition into Guardians and possibly some Devourers to take care of the Corsair threat as well. And yeah, with only Zealous and a Dragoon and a couple High Templar, that sunken defense that Yellow has is going to be more than enough. Really, the only thing that's going to be a danger to that at this stage of the game would be a large number of Reavers, or even just a few Reavers. But I don't even see the robotics facility down for Anytime. It's probable that he does have one, just because he has to be aware of the possibility of Lurker, so he probably has one. But this base at the bottom for Anytime is going down. All the cannons are already down. The probes were forced to run away or die. And now Anytime's going to go for a counterattack at the natural expansion of Yellow. And I think he's going to be greeted by something he does not like. That is a lot of sunken colonies and also some some Zerglings, and he can easily pull back his Mutalisk in order to defend against this, and I don't think that Anytime's going to be very successful here at all. No, absolutely not. Being forced to turn away, and another Corsair, does not go down. But these Corsairs might be able to get some of these Mutalisks, and they don't catch any of the Mutalisks either. And the base at the 6 o'clock position did go down, so that was a very unfortunate exchange for Anytime. He lost the 6 o'clock base, he lost the base at the 3 o'clock, he's lost 2 Nexuses, and Yellow has not lost anything. And now we see the Defiler bound, we saw a Nidus Canal also up, and now the Ultras Cavern going up, Greater Spire. So we're seeing all of the higher tech for the Zerg, but none of the higher tech has actually been produced yet. We just see all of the prep work being done for it. And the main for Yellow is actually almost mined out here. And now Yellow going to the 12 o'clock position, going to try and work on this base, going to be greeted by several Corsairs and a lot of cannons. I'm going to say, going to back off of this one. Maybe not, actually. Picking off a High Templar there with his Mutalisk. Good job to pick off that High Templar. That is definitely one thing that Mutalisk are very, very good at, is going through a Protoss force and just picking off High Templar one after another. It is a very huge advantage for the Zerg player in order to have that mobility of the Mutalisk. And now we're seeing Anytime again with his forces. I think they're just trying to protect the probe transfer here, but they've got to be careful because Anytime has been on the back foot for most of this game, and now Yellow more